My name is Carol Schultz. About 6.5 years ago, I began to lose weight inexplicably, and I had never been on any particular diets of any sort, but I had watched my weight carefully because I had knees that kept me very limited, and I didn't want to have any extra weight on me. But when I began to lose weight, I began to explore why, and we couldn't find out why. So I was being told what I couldn't eat, and I called a friend to find out what I would be able to eat. And she steered me into macrobiotics. And I like to explain that the side effects of macrobiotics for me were losing arthritis, fibromyalgia, cystic disease of the breast, allergies, and a whole host of other illnesses that I had just put up with all my life. I had spent the previous 10 years being unable to take a walk for pleasure. I think in 10 years I took 6 walks for pleasure and was unable to walk to the mailbox because it was down a hill from my own home. And I had my own wheelchair to board airplanes, and I walked with a cane, and I had a chair glide in my home to get me up and down the steps. And after I started macrobiotics, I just suddenly started to have more energy. The first meal that I cooked for myself was, when I sat down to it, I thought I'd been waiting my entire life to eat this food. And I began to have more vitality, take walks daily, and to sum it up, in May of this year, I was visiting in Machu Picchu, Peru, and I spontaneously decided to climb the very high mountain behind it, Huayna Picchu, which I did. I was just very excited about that. No, I had to sort of leave my medical doctors behind because they were not supportive of me, especially when I began to actually lose some more weight even. They wanted me to start counting calories and what was on my plate, and they got me into some bad habits of being concerned more about volume of food than what was happening in terms of my vitality and my regaining of my mobility. So I've sort of made this path on my own, and I use a medical doctor if I need some medical tests done that I think I might need, but they don't really understand. My entire life is so different that I can't even remember what the other one was like. I was asked a few years ago to speak on a recovery panel, and I actually had to just make notes over a period of time to come up with all the things that had been wrong with me because I had forgotten them, and it was only in conversations with people who had this illness or fibromyalgia or something that I would remember, oh, I had that, I suffered with that. I have always been very, very active in my life, even when I was using a handicap sticker on my car and the chair glide in my home. I was in charge of major projects in my community. I initiated major business education endeavors. I have been on national councils and international councils and still maintain some of those positions. Ran major fundraising campaigns and served on college boards. So I was very active in spite of my limited mobility, but it took so much planning to do those things because when I would drive somewhere, I couldn't go up many steps, I couldn't walk up a steep hill. I had to make sure that it wasn't snowing because I wouldn't be able to get in and out of the building. Now, my life is just so different. I can travel. I don't need someone to push a wheelchair for me. And as I say, in Machu Picchu, Peru, 2 hours before the bus was to leave, I looked at that mountain and said, let's try that, and tried to convince someone to go up with me. And I went there having no intention whatsoever of climbing this very steep mountain. Yes, I have a message for people that want to feel better than they do. First of all, I want to tell them that you have no idea how marvelous you can feel and how grand life is. I had no idea that I could feel like I feel today. And if I had one magical power, that would be to bestow on every person, no matter what your condition is, whether you think you're ill or whether you don't, if I could convey to you what a beautiful body we each have and how marvelous it's supposed to feel and how marvelous it can feel. Even today, I don't know how marvelous I'm going to feel next week. And I'm just convinced that we have this road to health and that macrobiotics has opened me to a myriad of things. And it's that opening that allows me to take everything from all the wonderful people that have brought me things that I have tried and that have helped me. So get help, start with macrobiotics, open up to life, and your road is inconceivably marvelous.